Imagine standing in your living room, smelling something faint like burning plastic. You rush to the kitchen only to find your stove in flames because you forgot the one thing you went in there to check. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's a reality for thousands of people every single day. Small lapses in memory, triggered by something as simple as walking through a door, cost the global economy billions of dollars in accidents, wasted time, and lost productivity. You aren't stupid, and you aren't losing your mind. You are simply a victim of a fundamental flaw in human hardware, a glitch that occurs every time you transition from one environment to another. Scientists call this the doorway effect, but for most of us, it's just a frustrating moment of standing blankly in front of a refrigerator, wondering why we opened the door in the first place. Research from the University of Notre Dame suggests that our brains treat doorways as event boundaries. Think of it as your mind's way of hitting the reset button on your current stream of thought. Evolutionarily speaking, this reset was a survival mechanism. When our ancestors moved from a safe cave into the dangerous open savanna, their brains needed to dump cave information and prioritize "don't get eaten by a lion" information. But in the modern world, we don't have lions in our hallways. We just have laundry, half-finished emails, and the constant pressure of a 9-to-5 life that demands our working memory to be flawless. Your working memory is the RAM of your brain. It's incredibly fast, but has a tiny capacity, usually holding only 4 to 7 items at a time. Every time you change rooms, your brain clears that RAM to prepare for new data. When that clear RAM command happens, the thought you were carrying, like turn off the stove, gets moved into a temporary archive that is suddenly much harder to access without the original context. This explains why you can remember what you needed the second you walk back into the previous room. You physically re-entered the context that holds that specific piece of data. In a high-stakes environment, this glitch is more than just an annoyance. Think about a surgeon moving between operating rooms, or a pilot entering a cockpit. A single event boundary can lead to a catastrophic oversight. In the end, your memory isn't a vault, it's a living, breathing process. And now that you know how to protect it, you can stop being a victim of the doorway and start being the architect of your own focus. The cost of this mental reset isn't just financial, it's cognitive. Every time you forget and have to retrace your steps, you are burning through your brain's limited supply of daily willpower and focus. We are living in an era of dopamine debt, where our attention is constantly fragmented by notifications and screens. This makes the doorway effect even more frequent and much more destructive. If your brain is already overloaded with digital noise, it doesn't have the buffer required to keep a thought alive while you transition through physical spaces. You are essentially setting yourself up for failure. But here's the good news. You can hack this biological glitch. You don't have to be a slave to your brain's ancient filing system if you know how to bypass the reset button. The most powerful tool you have is verbal rehearsal. By speaking your intention out loud, you move the memory from just a visual spatial slot into an auditory loop that is much harder for the doorway to erase. Another pro-level tactic is the physical anchor. If you need to go to another room for a specific tool, carry something, anything that represents that tool in your hand. The tactile pressure keeps the memory active. You can also use pre-visualization. Before you even stand up, spend 3 seconds imagining yourself in the next room holding the item you need. You are essentially preloading the data into the next folder. If you find yourself standing in a room feeling like a sim who just had their action canceled, don't just stand there and get frustrated. That frustration only increases your cognitive load. Retrace your steps immediately. Go back to the exact spot where the original thought first occurred. Give your brain the triggers it needs to recover the file. This isn't just about finding your keys or remembering to grab a snack. It's about taking control of your cognitive efficiency in a world that is designed to keep you distracted and forgetful. We often think of our minds as separate from our bodies, but the doorway effect proves that we are situated beings. Our environment isn't just where we live, it's an extension of how we think. Understanding this allows you to design your life better. If you have an important task, don't leave it to your memory to survive a walk across the house. Use external tools, notes, and triggers. This simple awareness can save you hundreds of hours over the course of a year. Imagine what you could do with an extra week of productive time just by not being reset by every doorway you pass. The modern world is a minefield of event boundaries. Every time you switch tabs on your browser or pick up your phone, you are passing through a digital doorway that resets your focus. By mastering the physical doorways, you train your brain to handle the digital ones. You become the master of your attention in an economy that treats your focus like a commodity to be harvested. So, the next time you walk into a room and feel that sudden hollow emptiness in your mind, don't get angry at yourself. Smile, because you know exactly what is happening to your neurons. You are a biological machine running an ancient operating system in a high-tech world. Gaps are expected. Glitches are part of the design. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be aware. Take a breath, re-anchor your thoughts, and keep moving. Your brain is doing its best to keep you safe, even if it means making you forget why you wanted that sandwich in the first place.